Hi, and welcome to my very first video on YouTube. So, creating a YouTube video has been something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but always told myself I didn't have enough time, wouldn't have enough content, and just generally didn't want to be outside of my comfort zone. So, today I'm taking that leap of faith. Obviously, we are currently in isolation. So I have real no excuse as to why I don't have time to do this. So for my very first video, I kind of wanted to do an introduction as to who I am so you guys can learn more about me as a YouTuber and see if I'm someone that you could relate to, might have an interest in following, and generally get to know me. So what I have done is I have Googled the get to know me tag, which is the 25 questions about you. And I'm basically going to run through that, talk a little bit more, answer the questions, and then hopefully at the end of it, if you feel like I'm someone that you could relate to, would have an interest in, and all those fun things, then I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. So this is super chill. I have my coffee here. I have my list of questions, and I'm basically just going to run through them and answer them as honestly and to the best of my ability as I can. So the get to know me tag. So basically the gist of this is basically questions that will let you get to know me better, some personal questions, some fun questions, and everything else in between. So the very first question is, where did I grow up? So I was born here in Melbourne, and then my family moved to regional Victoria, where I went to primary school, I went to high school, and at the end of completion of year 12, I moved back to the city here in Melbourne. So I've been here since 2006, I think it is 2006. Yeah. So that has been my journey so far. Where do I currently live? I live in Melbourne. I live in the inner city area of Melbourne. I've been in this apartment for just coming up to a year now. And I absolutely love the area and the region. Is, who was your first best friend? So my family had a really close friendship with, like, my parents knew their parents really well, and they had a girl who was also my age, and we met, I think it was in preschool, and we clicked right from the get-go. So we were like best friends through preschool, through primary school, and then we actually went to different high schools in the town that we grew up in, I should say. And so then naturally we kind of just grew apart, but she was my first best friend. Absolutely adore her. She was the most kindest, friendliest, funniest person. I think what I love the most and what I learned from like friendship back then is that a friend should be someone that you can just be yourself with, be real, be authentic. And obviously as a child, like, you're all of those things, but like we just would make up like the most fun games and have the best childhood. So she's definitely someone who I think very fondly of when I think of my childhood. So that was kind of my first best friend. Question number 4 is, how tall are you? So my whole life I led a bit of a lie. I had always thought that I was 165 centimeters tall, and it came to my attention just about maybe 6 months ago that I am 160 centimeters. So I was living a little bit of a lie, but you know what? It's always good to know the truth. But no, like, I'm not tall, I'm not short. I'm really happy with my height. Dogs or cats? So growing up, my family naturally cycled through cats, as cats generally are a family pet. I used to love cats, but as I've gotten older, I have developed an allergy towards them. Their fur just irritates me. I'll get sneezy, my eyes will get itchy, I'll break out in a rash. So while I think cats are adorable, I'm definitely a dog person and hope to get a dog soon. Okay, number 6 is the funniest moment through high school. Now, I use the word funny very, very lightly here because for me, I remember this very vividly, and at the time it wasn't funny, but it was my year 12 graduation, and I remember saying to my group of friends who were all standing outside in the foyer of the town hall that they had the ceremony in, and I remember saying to them, wouldn't it be funny if someone tripped over on stage? Wouldn't that be funny? That was me. So let me explain. We basically had, I think in my high school was like 600 people, and everyone was packed into this massive local town hall for our graduation ceremony. So all the students, all their siblings, all their family, and all their friends who they invited for graduation were present on this day. And I remember standing up on stage, walked up the stairs. So it was like stairs, stage, and stairs. And so I walked up the stairs, went on stage, shook the principal's hand, got my certificate, And as I was walking off the stage to go down the stairs, I got to the first step and I tumbled down the stage. Now, at the time, I didn't think that was funny. I was absolutely mortified. The room or the venue was actually quite dark. So, quite luckily, I don't think everybody saw, but I know that everyone sitting in the front few rows definitely saw it. And it was a bit of a running joke for a little while there. So, I mean, funny now, I look back on it. At the time, I didn't think it was so funny, but that probably is one of my funniest memories from high school. All right, number 7. What year were you born? I was born in 1989. So you do the maths, but if I have any 80s babies here, hi. Okay, number 8. Are you in or have you been to college? So yes, I have finished my college studies. I went to a university in Melbourne, did a Bachelor of Commerce and majored in Human Resources, and then straight into the workforce. Number 9. What is your favorite drink? As I sit here with a coffee, I actually have three favorite drinks, which I'll run through. So first for me is an almond latte. I am a sucker for an almond latte. Love almond lattes, cannot get enough of them. Secondary to that, I love a kombucha. Now, I don't know if they're healthy. I don't know what the story is, but you know what? I don't really care. So I love kombucha. My partner and I is on our weekly shopping list. Obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And then the third one is herbal teas. I love a good tea. Number 10. What is your spirit animal? This is a really good question, right? Because I see a lot of memes about dogs and cats are sort of, like super, I don't know, what's the right word? Passive aggressive. I don't know. I think I probably would say a cat if I had to choose like a cat and a dog. But the reasons are because like cats, when they want something, are like affection, are super affectionate. And I am like that. Like if I want a hug, I will go up and hug you. If I want you to leave me alone, you won't even know I'm there. So, which sounds really bad, but probably relating that to a cat. Okay, number 11. You're wearing perfume. What scent is it? Yes, I am. So, a bit of a funny backstory here. My partner had a bottle of the 1 million Paco Rabanne for men cologne, and I love it. I remember one day I was getting ready for work and it was on our dresser, and I love the smell of it. And I was like, you know what? I want to smell different today. So I went and put it on, sprayed it on, and then literally every day since then, I had worn his 1 million Paco Rabanne scent day in, day out. Obviously, he knew because he could smell it. Until one day I went to go spray it and it was empty, and I was like, oh, this is all good. I got to buy a new one. And I remember I brought him a new one. He was like, why did you use all my cologne? I mean, to be fair, the guy doesn't wear cologne unless he's going out. So it's not like he wears it daily, but he just wanted to have a dig. So whatever. Brought him a new bottle of cologne, and I actually haven't touched that. I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna go back to using my colognes or my perfumes. No, for my birthday, as a bit of a novelty present, he brought me the 1 million for women by Paco Rabanne, and oh my god, this is the most amazing scent. If you haven't smelt it, don't have it, like please go to like your nearest perfume counter, because I promise you, it is amazing. So that's what I'm wearing. Number 12 is tea or coffee. So like I said, every morning I have a green tea before I work out, but coffee is 100% my go-to. 13, what are your life goals? I find this question really interesting because I feel like as you grow and develop, your life goals change. Like, for example, when I was 18, my life goal was to get into university, get good grades, and do really well in my studies. And then when I turned 25, it was more about becoming more financially secure, being more responsible, setting myself up for life, those kind of things. And now that I've just turned 30, I feel like my goals are more aligned to that next stage of adult life, so whether that's, growing a family, having children, developing my career, all those different things are probably where I'm now moving into in that stage of my life, which I'm super excited about. But I also am not someone who will hold a goal as being successful or being a failure. For me, it's about progression and not perfection. So for example, if I look back on anything, whether that's my career, my fitness journey, my friendships, my family, my relationships, whatever it is, if I can see that, if I compare, say if I go every 3 years back or every 5 years back, if I can see that I've had some type of progression or, growth in the right stage for me, and sorry, in the right direction, that for me is success, and they're goals that I'm able to tick off. So that's probably more about where I'm at the moment. So fun times. Number 14 is, have you played sports? And if so, what sports do you play? So for me, I'm not really an overly sporty person. Growing up, I used to play a little bit of golf, badminton, and tennis when I was like a really youngster. But now I don't really play any sports. Like, I'm not overly coordinated, is probably a good word. But I do a lot more sort of fitness and activities. So I do F45 7 days a week, so once a day. I also do 3 boot camps a week, and I will often go for a walk every day. I used to run every single day until I realized I was actually paying a gym membership purely to go and run on a treadmill. I can't run outside, but I used to love running. It was so good for my mental state. It made me feel amazing. It was a really good feeling. I love running. And I ended up moving away from running a little bit because it was a waste of money to be paying a membership purely just to use a treadmill. But secondary to that, I wanted to focus on more building my strength and conditioning. So I've been doing that type of training for the last probably maybe year and a half, and I've been absolutely loving it. Whew. Any books you've read have changed your life? I love reading. I love reading. I think it's fantastic. I think in terms of changing my life, probably not. But one thing I have loved to read is a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, which I think everyone is quite across. If you haven't read it, I definitely think it's great to read. It's more of a nice approach to the world, and kind of gives you something else to, I guess, a different viewpoint. Because I think, while life is so serious and it's something we should not play with, it does give you perspective that there are bigger things in the world that are happening, and sometimes we need to be reminded of that. So I thought that was a really cool book. Do you speak any languages, and how well? I did study Italian in school, and I think I studied that up until about year 10, but I don't speak it fluently. Wouldn't have a conversation with you. I do kind of understand, I know the words, when I hear them, I know what they mean, but I wouldn't personally back myself having a conversation in Italian, that's for sure. Number 19, are you single or taken? I am taken. I've been in a serious relationship for just over a year and a half now, and I am happily taken. What is your idea of a dream date? So one thing about me is I love effort, but not materialistic effort. I'm someone who, give me your time, give me your energy, and give me your effort, and you have won me over. So for example, the very first date I had with my partner now, we went to a bar or like a pub. Actually, no, it was a bar. Yeah. And we sat there for 6 hours chatting, and we didn't realize how much time we'd spent together. But the conversation was flowing, the vibe was there, it was just all in, and it was great, and it was phenomenal. I think it's important to dress up and go out for nice dinners and those kind of things from time to time, but I'm not overly materialistic in that sense. Give me a blanket on the ground, give me a bottle of wine, and let's have a good old fashioned conversation. That is probably my idea of a low key dream date, which would probably mean more to me than going to a fancy restaurant. Number 21, how long was your longest relationship? My longest relationship was for around about 4.5, 5 years. How would you describe your fashion sense? You know what? Isolation has shown me that I really am a true homebody. I love activewear. I've literally lived in my activewear since isolation happened. I remember when I first started, because I am fortunate enough to still work from home, I would be doing Zoom meetings, and business up top, and just underneath would be my activewear, my Ugg boots, my socks, just homebody. But in terms of broader fashion sense, I'm very casual. I like to keep it really basic. I used to wear black all the time, and I've kind of branched out from that to kind of move into more neutral colors. So for me, it's really kind of basic tees, jeans, pairing that with white shoes, leather jacket, denim jacket, just layers, I think, is something I love. But yeah, just keep it really simple. So the neutral colors, plain prints, nothing extravagant, that's for sure. Number 23, what is your go-to hairstyle? So hair. So my hair naturally is thick and it's wavy. So this is my natural hair and you're looking at it. But I do spend a lot of my time at the gym or working out. So my hair is often tied back in a hair tie, a hair ponytail. But that's pretty much it. I don't really do a lot with my hair. Like I'm trying to grow it at the moment. So I'm really trying to keep it healthy and go from that. 24. How many siblings do you have? I have one older brother and he is 5.5 years older than me. Ooh, here we go. What is your go-to fast favorite? Wait, no. What is your go-to fast favorite food order? Okay. Oh, so much choice. Okay. So recently my partner and I have been like, we eat quite clean throughout the week, but we've been giving ourselves some nights off, and I think it's every second Sunday now we've been getting a takeaway. And you might not think this is takeaway, but for us it's not something we normally eat, so it was like a super treat. It was like a treat for us. And grilled burgers are honestly life. So fun fact, fitting, but fun fact is I love pickle. So I'm that person who would go to Macca's and order extra pickle in my cheeseburger. I love it. So I discovered that there is this burger on the grilled menu called mustard and pickle. And oh my God, it's amazing. It is like a patty, lettuce, meat, or like the bread, a layer of mustard, a layer of onion, a layer of pickles. And I always add extra pickle. Like you can't get enough pickle. And I also get a side of sweet potato chips. I love fries. Side note, but I remember my partner and I went to Bali last year, and I think he got so sick of the fact that I would just always order a bowl of fries, like everything. Probably not with breakfast, but most meals it was like fries on the side. Like he doesn't eat them, so I would like literally pick at them and I'd be like full. And he's like, "Are you gonna eat your food?" And I'm like, "No, I've had my fries." Like fries are life, people. Fries are life. All right. Do I have any bad habits? It's a really good question. Really good question. I think I've definitely got bad habits. Whether I want to admit them or not, it's a different thing. But I think one thing that I do a lot is I hate public speaking. I hate when people are looking at me. I hate when people are focused on what I'm saying, or I hate kind of being in the spotlight in that sense. So when I'm in that situation, which I always try to avoid, but it doesn't always happen, I speak really fast. And it is the worst habit that I probably do have. I had to remind myself pre-filming this, I should just slow down, relax, breathe, and remember I'm literally speaking to a camera right now. There's no one else here. It's just me and the camera. And so that is probably one of my worst habits is I do speak very fast. And then if I am in that situation and I do speak really fast, they then ask me, "What did you say?" And then I freak out and I'm like, I don't know. And I stutter and I stumble and I make it even more bigger dick out of myself. And then I start to sweat and get stressed and I just want to get out of there. So that's probably one of my bad habits. And last couple of questions is, tell us one thing that we wouldn't know about you. Well, you don't really know a lot about me considering this is my very first video, but I am a Gemini, and I think I'm a Gemini in the true sense of it. So yes, I do have two personalities. I don't think my bad one is all that bad, but I definitely do relate to a lot of memes that I find about Geminis. I can see exactly what they mean. So you know what? I can't help when I'm born. I can't help what's happening around me. So that's always a fun fact. And then the final question is, what is your morning and evening routine? So I mean, every day I exercise. So in the morning I wake up and I have a green tea. So previously I would go to an F45 studio, but during isolation and lockdown, we are just doing Zoom videos, which is really cool to be able to keep moving and having that connection with people and members at the studio. So that will kind of be like my very first thing that I do in the morning. And then again, I'm fortunate enough to still be working. So after that, I kind of jump in and get onto my work day and do all those fun things. And then evening for me, like I do have a bit of a routine where I have there's nothing better for me than having a really hot shower at nighttime, fresh face, go through my skincare routine, moisturize, get into like the biggest baggiest jumper I can find and just chill out. And that not probably non-negotiable, but like I do that every single day without doubt. So those are my introductory questions. I hope that you feel like you've gotten to know a little bit more about me. But one thing, so with my channel, so I guess for my channel, what I hope and are looking to sort of get from it is I want to be able to share content with you that I find interesting, that I find fun. I love watching different people on YouTube. I think that everyone has something unique and special to offer. Um, for me, the type of content that I'll be producing really is just casual, fun, spontaneous reality. Like, I'm not trying to, position myself as someone that I'm not. I'm very honest. I'm very direct. I'm very to the point sometimes, so you'll be able to see, and I hope to create different vlogs throughout the week so you can kind of get to know me, get to know my life, what I do, all those fun things. I love to talk about things that perhaps might be unpopular opinions. I love to talk just about anything that I'm feeling or thinking. So I'll have a lot of sort of chatty videos where I talk about what I'm feeling, what's happening in the world, what I think, what I don't think, all those different things. So I really hope to create some meaningful connections with anyone who would like to subscribe to my channel. So if you do feel like I'm someone that you can relate to or would have an interest in sort of watching my content and getting to know me, then I would love for you to subscribe to my video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one.